You check it for live on Twitch and YouTube?
Of course, I'll check.
Live on this
For some
for some reason.
Dan decided he was like, oh, Anton.
Yeah, I was like, Anton, you got this, you know.
Now
Were
I'm
there
here.
no other options?
Yeah, I was like, he's the
low
only
key,
one.
kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
They said join or else. And I was like,
Yeah.
I'll be captain.
It went something like along the lines of that.
Yeah.
How many members does City has?
Looks. Last I checked on my involvement, we had 88.
Yeah, roughly.
How many do they
We'll find out. Well, today's a new beginning.
Because like we have in our group meet, I think like post purge, we still have like 130, and it's like that. Not
What?
That many people,
That's a-
not that many people show up.
Yeah.
So many liars, like frauds.
Whoa.
Dude,
Yes.
people that just throw it on their resume, and I've never seen them before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing.
We had someone come up to us and they're like, "Oh, I think I'm already in it." And it's like, I've never seen you before.
It's the post-COVID effect.
Yeah, people, it's, now it's, every club I think has that. We have that.
I mean, we had this whole room booked out, so we'll see. We'll see if any stragglers come in.
Yeah.
Because technically, every seat in this room should be filled right now.
Do you want me to, are you
Maybe
signing
a
up now?
minute after people.
Oh my god. Steve and Mike
How's it going?
See,
That is payback.
You're
That
late,
is
that's
payback.
why. Bruh.
So we're live.
Yeah.
Twitch, YouTube, Discord.
Great. You always gotta make sure you have any Wi-Fi holds up. you know.
Goddamn man. I love when people call me other names.
Sounds good. We're just waiting for more people to come.
Yeah.
Okay. So you might want to prop the door open.
We tried
We
that.
tried.
Did not really work out well.
Okay.
You got it, Mr.
Here, you,
got
you,
it, Mr.
you go find people and bring them in here.
You got it, Mr. Cranberry. Are you setting out of work now?
No, not yet.
Damn.
So if you just joined us, if you scan that QR code, you'll get credit for attendance through My Involvement. So when you scan the QR code, it'll direct you to sign in to My Involvement with your Albany ID and password, and then verification if you have to do that. And then after that, you'll have credit for being here. So thank you.
You might want to. Where did Jake write this? Oh. Partner responded? No, I'm just kidding. Oh, Confluence. Rob Williams is typing.
So much power.
You gotta put that on mute, dude.
In the general chat too.
Oh yeah, no shot.
It's misspelled.
Oh yeah, you misspelled it in this word.
Huh?
It's a sire, not cyber.
There's a cold He sees your name, right? Dan, it's Dan. Oh, it's Dan Andros.
No, but on the header it says Daniel.
Oh, okay.
Oops.
Aren't you wrong?
Huh?
Aren't you wrong?
No, because they're just getting here now. So
Did he get you 20%?
How did I beat them here? They live on campus.
they had problems at the campus center.
Oh, they did?
Okay. He did, yeah.
I'm just kidding. I think it's funny.
I'm still working, man. How's it going, guys? We're up first, so if you want to make your way up here. Sire.
Yeah.
I don't think we have enough for everybody though, so I'm sorry.
First come, first serve.
The chips and candy too. All right.
This is a compromise to national security. Both of you are a compromise to national security.
No, we're not.
Yes, you are.
No, we're not. I don't have any PII up.
It's a
There's no
national
PII up.
Definitely not.
It's just my email. How's it going?
What's going on, everybody?
By the way, we need to change the header.
Yeah, I can figure.
It's about 30 minutes in advance.
Your brisket's good.
What?
Your brisket's good. I found a way to reuse it.
There's literally
Yeah.
no one in line
So
at
actually
all.
make it really good.
And I got
And
there
they
at
still take
20,
forever.
and I did it online.
That's
It
fair.
took 20 minutes.
No,
I
like,
got
it
there.
actually
The bowl was sitting in the middle of the two stations. No one was touching it. I was like,
Nice. Okay, so I guess we'll get started.
All right.
All of you.
Buenos tres cuatro.
Do we just log off or do we have it on?
No, I'm gonna work once we're done.
What time's it working until? 6?
We is French. No, until like 5.
Okay. I'll stay on then.
No, Jacob. No. Okay.
Hey, Jacob. You're good. You're good. No, Booth. Booth.
Booth.
Get over here. I wasn't talking to you. I would have called you Booth. All right. Spread out.
First name.
Spread out. Spread out. Take the middle.
Oh, wonderful. Now it's gonna say I'm offline. Does it check from?
No, not yet.
It's 4:30. When do you work till?
Fine.
No, I have no idea. I think he's busy. Oh no, he's gonna be late. Right, he's gonna be half hour late. All right. Guys, there's like 4 sides to protect. Go. I can assure you, Shoshana, Tiffany, and Sam do not bite. Actually, I can't speak so much for Tiffany. Anyway. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Clearly, you're not coordinated. All right.
Okay, so how's it going, everybody? So we're going to be going up first. So we're the Cyber Defense Organization. You've probably heard of us through multiple different means, by either word of mouth, online, through an email from Mike Baumgardner or an email from Mike DeSocio. So a whole bunch of different methods. Either way, you found this room, you found us. So welcome to our little introduction meeting, and we're going to be able to have the rest of the cyber organizations on campus be able to speak as well. So this is really a great opportunity for you to get a taste of what all of us are here on campus to do. And you know, it's still early in the semester, so clubs just started this week, so it's not too late at all to, you know, figure out something, change your mind, anything like that. So we're going to get started. So hello, this is us. I see a lot of new faces, which is really good, so welcome. And we're going to go through our little slide deck. I'm just going to say this one more time, last chance. If you stumbled in here before, scan this QR code for attendance. This will count through my involvement.
And if you're here for other clubs, we will distribute this anyways. So go through and give a scan to that, and we will distribute to ISACA, IEEE, not IEEE, WISES, DFA, EDP. There's Neil. Hi, Neil.
So, who are we? So we're a collaborative technical computer security club. So we do a lot of practical stuff. So we have people from across many different majors. So we have people in the cyber-related fields, people not in the cyber-related fields. So anybody who has an interest for technology will find their place here, especially if they're, you know, looking to learn about new stuff and gain their knowledge that you might not always get in class, since in class you could only learn so much and only do so much. So our little motto is practical skills for practical situations, which is really good because what the skills that you learn through our different meetings and through different competitions that you might go through, you will have that practical knowledge to help you in your future internship or future career. So what we do, you want to take this slide?
I'll take this slide. So a couple little tidbits of information. As we know, cybersecurity is a field that is driven heavily by both ethical and unethical people, depending on which side you're on. Our entire goal is regardless of where you stand in that field, if you come to us, everything you're gonna do is gonna be required to be ethical. So we have this disclaimer up that basically says, you know, we don't endorse anything that we say, anything we do, this is for legal reasons. This isn't cleared by any department, and by any employer, by any college. What we do is strictly funded and our own words for what we say, and is not the words of anybody else. Basically, we don't wanna blab about what we're working on. We don't wanna talk about clients, we don't talk about vendors, we don't wanna talk about customers. And you know, the most important piece of that whole thing is we wanna make sure we listen, because 95% of what you come across in the industry is based off of listening to what other people's opinions, ideas, concepts, and expertise are, and what they have to say.
Okay. So one of our
You want to turn it over to like Thomas and Anton?
Sure, Anton or Thomas, you want to talk about competitions?
Sure. So there's something called the Red versus Blue competition. I'm not sure if all of you have heard of that before, but so basically we compete in all of those competitions. You saw that as a little piece of the corner. But basically we do weekly practices to kind of like prepare us with those skill sets that we're going to need in order to succeed at those competitions. And so the basics of the competition is there's going to be some services that are running, and it's our job to work together to make sure that those services stay up and we have a secure environment when we get to the competition. So some of the technical stuff you're going to need to know to do that is just basic understanding of Linux, firewall, and Windows and cloud. And we travel mostly in New York State, or even sometimes some other states, and it's always against other colleges, so that's always fun. And you got a lot of opportunity to meet some people, network, and learn some new stuff that you've never learned before.
So here's a couple of the different competitions that we have attended in the past or planning to attend this year at least. So we have our own competition. We'll get to that on the next slide. But we also are hoping to be going to the collegiate. I did not even do that. We're hoping to go to the Collegiate Penetration Testing Competition, CPTC. That's something that we have in progress right now with our red team, with Nishant and Dylan. Then there's the CCDC, which is the Collegiate Cyber Defense Competition. We're in the Northeast region, so this is one of our biggest competitions that we prepare for, as there's a lot of high stakes opportunities since there's employers there, there's industry professionals, there's a whole bunch of different people there, and it's a really good practical experience, which will kind of simulate what it's like in the worst case scenario when you're getting constantly attacked. Now, going into the industry, it's not like that every day. You're not just going to be constantly being put on, on display for seeing how good you can manage something, but it's a good way of, training yourself. The next one over here is the Central New York Hackathon, which is always sponsored by the Mohawk Valley Community College over in Utica. It's another just typical red-blue competition, kind of like CCDC, where you're kind of just always put on edge. And then also there's a CTF portion to it too, so if you're not really too keen on all the technical skills that you need, there's a CTF which you could also win as well, and it's a really fun competition. Next one is Hivestorm. This competition is actually coming up within the next couple weeks, so if you want to take care of this one and have one under your belt, if you come to this blue team meeting, the first blue team meeting this week, you'll kind of get a little bit more knowledge about competitions in general, but specifically Hivestorm since it is coming up. And then we will prepare for that competition and then get you all set for that. So it's kind of, instead of a regular competition where you go somewhere or go into someone's infrastructure, you're going to get a virtual machine, and then you will do all the tasks that are given to you in that virtual machine, and then you send it back and then see how you do. This one right here, this is the National Cyber League. It is actually a national version of the Central New York Hackathon, sponsored by different government three-letter agencies. We're hoping to do this for the first time since we've never done it in our time ever, since it's a brand new thing. This one over here, this is for RIT Security Club. They have a competition called the ISTS, which is the, I think, Information Security Talent Search. So another place where it's kind of put on display in a red-blue competition. And then we also have University of Buffalo Net Defense Lockdown, which is also coming up pretty soon. So if you wanted to get a couple competitions on your belt, that's a way to do it. So we have a couple of them coming up this semester, and then CCDC, that'll be in the spring.
before you continue, I would just like to also say that it might be intimidating to think about competitions already, since we do have a lot of new faces. You don't need to do competitions if you don't want to. As fully, like, you know, at your own signups, you could still practice your blue team skills in the meetings, but you don't need to participate in any competitions you're not ready for.
Absolutely.
We're supposed to have any experience when participating in these?
Nope.
So one of the key components I just want to also add on to what Sam was saying and also answer your question as well. One of the things that we want to make sure is that we will try our best to host like practices for these events, at least couple, 2, 3, 4, to make sure you have a basic understanding of what the competition might look like, what they might be working on. We run these two fine gentlemen right here in the middle. We'll be running those. With that also, if you are interested in signing up for a competition, I 100% recommend you do sign up for the competition. However, I also want to put a reminder out there of two things. One, if you sign up for the competition, it is a hard sign up, meaning that unless it's like an emergency, you most definitely have to show up for it because it's a team-based exercise. And you think of it like, you know, if you don't show up for a sports practice, right, and now you're down a man, right? Same concept. Second component to that, right? There are some competitions that we consider that have the ability to put reserve players on. So if you are considered I'll call it a reserve. So a good example is the CCDC. Any CCDC does this. You have reserve players or reserve teammates or competitors. They can be subbed in as a filler if, for example, you had something going on, like family emergency, right? We obviously understand family emergencies. If emergencies happen, illness happens, but please try your best that if you are participating in these events that you do show up to these events.
For intro meeting on Tuesday, don't have to know anything.
Exactly.
whatsoever.
We don't expect you to know anything coming into this club at all. So that's what we're here to do, is to teach you. So Mike is going to talk a little bit about GDDC.
Sure. So this is usually my specialty on the infrastructure side. So GDDC, or the Great Dane Defense Competition, Mengler, he keeps clipping slides on me, man.
What? It wasn't even me.
Basically, what we do is we build corporate-like infrastructure, whether it's virtual completely, everything down from the router and the switch, all living in a hypervisor, including your services and your desktops and etc. Or like we did last fall, which is really fun. However, I really don't want to do it again, but we will do it if people want us to, is a fully physical, like, enterprise infrastructure that lives on a table. What this event basically is we build out the infrastructure, we automatically throw implants in before you guys get an opportunity to even get to the table. So it's like you're coming in as an incident responder to respond to an active corporate hack, and basically your goal is to basically remediate any sort of vulnerabilities, any sort of threats, any sort of persistence that lives in those systems, while Red Team, hi Nasad, how you doing?
Doing wonderful.
Proceeds to go ahead and maintain that persistence, right? So there's both sides to this, right? If it's something you're interested in the red teaming side of things, go see that fine gentleman right down there. If you're interested in the blue team side of things, see these two fine gentlemen right here in the middle. And then also, if you're interested in helping out and just building out the infrastructure, disclaimer, you can't compete in it. However, come see me.
So we'll be getting started with that soon. So definitely keep your eyes open on our different channels.
Right. Our target goal is November 4th. We'll see how that pans out.
We'll see. I think we could do it though. So I'll hand it over to Daniel to talk about workshops.
Sure. So workshops, it's like, so we'll go over basically a lot of just areas and kind of give a broad overview. Keep looking
I didn't do that. It's the
surprises. No, so no prior knowledge is required. Like everything, like blue team meetings. We expect you to learn more from our workshops and actually having the knowledge beforehand. So you'll learn how to secure infrastructure and build a defense architecture step by step. We'll be going over how to do building network systems and kind of having help. We're gonna have like intro meetings to how to do home labbing, which is very cool because you can do a lot of things in the classroom, but it's cool to do them at home as well. And so some of our topics include Windows security, Linux security, computer forensics, networking, and virtualization. So that's kind of just some of the basic ones, but we will have a lot of speakers and so forth.
I want to add one thing to that, to the guest speakers tab.
What's that?
I want to add one thing as we roll into the guest speakers tab. So, two things. One, workshops, we have two specific areas, right? Workshops, we kind of like to target towards the beginners who just want to see kind of like if they're interested in cybersecurity, get a better feel for like what you might be dealing with, the softwares you might be dealing with, the technologies, the policy, etc. blue team, red team, they're dealt more towards same thing, beginners, but you're like hard set. I want to be a part of this. I'm definitely set in cybersecurity. I want to compete. I want to see what it's like to defend the stuff in the real world. Those are the two differences, because it seems like they might be kind of similar. Rolling into the conversation about guest speakers, our guest speakers are going to be in addition to our workshops. So it's not something where a workshop will sub out a guest speaker. It's something where we're going to work with our alumni network, which we'll see who they all are, kind of, or who they work for, rather. We're going to work heavily with them to make sure that we are able to provide a good experience and work with them to get as many as we can in, because we all know their schedules are much busier than ours, right? As much as we say, oh, class is really super hard, yeah, they're working 9 to 5s every day, sometimes longer.
So yeah, we do have a fantastic alumni network, so they're all pretty accessible too through Discord if they actually still have Discord on their devices. So if you ever wanted to reach out with them and interact with them, please do so. It's a really great opportunity to see, you know, what the field of work really is like. A lot of us do have some industry experience currently, but definitely not as much as them. So this is just a couple of the companies that we can kind of say where they work at. Can't always disclose where they do work at, but this is just a couple of them. As you can see, you see Google Cloud, which is now Mandiant is part of Google Cloud, Bishop Fox, MITRE, New Harbor, VMware, and then also some 3-letter agencies too. So if you're interested,
Who's at VMware?
I feel like we just have that there because that person no longer works at VMware. So
Yes, but it's still bragging rights. They did put
Yeah.
it there.
So, but if you're also looking to get into the federal track too, I know we're probably looking to get with the FBI representative for Albany to try and talk about something since the honors internship is up now. So if you're interested in going into that track, we'll try and facilitate a workshop for that.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything from Mike.
So, does one of you want to talk about networking and conferences?
I'll talk about it.
Okay, go ahead.
So basically, last January, several of us who may be in this room or may not be in this room and may or also have graduated, or
It's not me. I
know.
promise. I promise.
We attended a conference in DC called ShmooCon. The nice thing about that conference is it's a full ride to the conference in terms of ticketing, and they give you a $200 food stipend for the weekend, right? It happens usually in January. It's really hard to get normal tickets. So when the student application comes out for that, we're going to send it out. We right now this year are very tight on funding because SA cut the crap out of our budget.
Not just ours, the entire
Everybody's budget.
everybody's
but
budgets. They can all test.
we took a 40% hit is what happened. So with that, we're going to try our best to facilitate this as much as possible, but do be prepared that we may not be able to cover hotel cost. So if it's something where we end up putting together a group to go to this, we may not be able to cover hotels. So just keep that in mind. We will obviously keep people updated about that because we do definitely want to go to this again. Other conferences in the future, probably not this year again because of budget constraints, is these fine four here, RSA, DEF CON, NICE, and B-Sides. B-Sides, I believe, has multiple across New York State and across Northeast. NICE and DEF CON and RSA, again, very hard conferences to get into, and they're spread all across the U.S. I believe DEF CON is what? That's
Las Vegas.
That's Vegas.
So is
RSA.
RSA.
Yep, I forget what NICE is, but anyways, so basically we're trying to get out and do some more larger events. Those are the big events that we want to get to. Again, it's always money.
Yep. All right. So with that being said, that's basically most of our boring stuff. So I'd like to introduce our team and talk about who we are, what our experiences that we have, and just a little bit more about us. So this is me. I'm Liam. I'm the president of CDO. I currently work at the Center for Internet Security, specifically in the Multi-State Information Sharing and Analysis Center, MSISAC. You can talk to me about many things, but some of my focuses are in security operations, since I've had some experience in that. Vulnerability management, aka red teaming, that's become a new kind of interest for me and possible career path. We'll see how that goes. Security engineering, I'm a device engineer at my internship, so I'm kind of working on fixing things and building things. And then I'm also pretty fluent in Linux, I guess Python too. And I also like PC gaming, tinkering. I like to go work out and cook too. So I'm not just a boring person who sits at a screen all day.
Unlike some people, like me. So hi, everyone probably knows my annoying voice by this point and annoying pings in Discord. I'm Mike DeSocio. I'm the VP, also infrastructure lead here at CDO. I'm a senior, second semester, so I'll be graduating in December. So look for that VP positioning opening up in December, probably November. We'll probably do it early. Right now, I'm not in an internship. Why is that? Oh, it is crossed out. It just doesn't look crossed out over there. Currently work in New York State Office of ITS. I'm actually full-time. I'm a grade 18 there. My job basically consists of infrastructure engineering, or infrastructure security engineering. So what we basically do is just quick rundown. We're basically anything that's responsible part of the New York State Enterprise Network. We're responsible for auditing, reviewing, and making sure that implementation is secure as possible to make sure that all agencies, all 52 executives, are maintaining secure interconnections between each other and also to the public. So a little bit about me. I am very focused heavily on the actual infrastructure side of things. Go figure, infrastructure lead. I do everything from virtualization, automation, so it's like Ansible, Terraform, etc. Do a lot of logging, monitoring, wireless networking, regular networking, including firewalls, layer 7 packet inspection, all the way down to very well first, unfortunately, in Linux, and also stuff like Bash, Python, scripting, usual. And I'm also becoming quite versed in public policy, so dealing heavily with like the NIST frameworks, like your 830s and 853s. So if you do have any questions regarding that and you're in a public policy class, I'll see what I can do to answer them.
Hello everyone, I am Shoshana Kusa. I am the treasurer, so I handle all the finances for CDO. I am a junior and I'm double majoring in digital forensics and informatics with a concentration in cyber. And this summer I had an internship with the Griffiths Institute, which is a nonprofit government contractor, and I did their Viceroy program. This is a really cool research-based internship, and I got to work with the Air Force Research Laboratory in Rome, New York, which is really cool. And you can talk to me about counterintelligence, international relations, web design, pop culture, esports, anything you want. Just contact me either in the Discord or at that email.
I also want to state Mengler wasn't lying. The remote's broken.
Hi everyone. So I'm Sam. I'm the secretary. So I take notes. I try to keep everyone on track, and overall just try to keep everything on a timeline in this club. And so I'm a senior, and my major is digital forensics, and I'm minoring in informatics. I had an internship this summer at Central Hudson. Some of you might know what that is like an electric and gas company. I worked on both the infrastructure and cybersecurity teams. So I worked with infrastructure team on vulnerability management. Basically any notes they got from the cyber team, like how to implement them through tools like PuTTY. I set up Red Hat Satellite for them, things like that. I worked with Active Directory. And then on the cyber team, I worked with tools like Rapid7 to monitor some devices that we had up, like the LAN machines or Windows servers. I also work for ITS here, so when you're a professor, you can't get the machinery to work, and then the IT person walks in and you go, God damn it, I can't believe they're gonna get my class back up and running. So I guess that's me. And then you can talk to me really about anything, but just some of the things that I like coding, so like Java or Python, forensic tools since I am a digital forensics major, and sort of like encryption, firewall. I also like writing a lot, which I know usually doesn't go too well with like STEM majors. So if anybody needs help with writing, so you can reach me on the Discord or secretary at CDO or what is it?
UA Cyber.
UA Cyber.
We have too many domains. I also just want to state that writing is actually very important in STEM.
Yes, it is.
Especially if you're going into the intelligence field. I don't know if Zach Lenz is on this call, but Zach Lenz is one of our former alumni. Not
Former alumni?
He is our alumni. Great guy. If you ever catch him in the Discord, just at Zach with some fancy letters. And he is very, very intelligence focused. A lot of that's very focused on making sure everything's concise, that you're getting the information across well. Highly recommend if you're in the cybersecurity major, take 469. But anyways, thank you, Sam. Thanks, Shoshana. Onwards. Hi, Tiffany.
Hi everyone, I'm Tiffany Yang, and I am the marketing officer. I'm a senior and majoring in informatics with a concentration in interactive user experience, and I minor in art. If you see an Instagram post or anything, that's probably me. I'm basically here to make things look nice. And you can
Thank you, Tiffany. Daniel.
Hi everyone, my name is Daniel. I'm the CTO or Chief Technology Officer. My major is digital forensics with a minor in cybersecurity. I am a junior here at the university, so not gonna get rid of me yet. No, I'm just kidding. But my internship right now is at the Center for Internet Security. Never heard that one before. No, I'm just kidding. I also work at the Multi-State Information Sharing and Analysis Center. You can talk to me a lot about a lot of stuff. I like a lot of topics, but some of the main ones I focus on is purple teaming, which is kind of like a mix of blue team and red team. Windows, firewall, Linux, Python. I love bash scripting. Make some cool scripts with that. I'm a CrowdStrike Falcon admin. If you wanted to include that in the presentation. I also love to have free time to cook, and I like to run around campus. And you can contact me at cto@uacyber.org or my Discord. I'm Dan. I'm the one with the on the top, but I don't know my profile picture.
Yeah, because you change it like weekly.
I do change it weekly.
I believe it's linked right now.
It could be linked from.
I don't think it is anymore.
It was. I don't know. It
It's
was
just
this morning.
Dan. Reach out to me about anything, and yeah, start doing some stuff.
I want to, sorry, I don't mean to keep interrupting people, but thank you, Dan. I want to provide a quick fun fact. The MSI SAC, which currently revolves under CIS, fun fact, it didn't start under CIS. It started under New York State ITS. And then what happened was those people left, and they went over to CIS. So it followed
That's
that.
not what happened, but
It is what happened.
no, it's not.
It is what happened.
That's not what happened.
It definitely is what happened. All right, moving onwards. Thank you, Dan. Nishant, I think you're up next.
You guys, my name is Nishant. I'm the red team captain with CDO right now. I'm a senior, my final year, so that. But I'm studying cybersecurity and computer science. I also work with New York State. I work under the CISO, which is the Chief Security Office, specifically under Cybercom. I work with the SOC. I'm interested in just about anything, so talk to me about anything. But my primary interest right now are red teaming, pen testing, security operations, because that's what I do for my internship, and cloud security, and I also like cars. So yeah,
How's the GTI going?
very nice.
Fantastic. Thanks.
Hi everyone, my name is Dylan. Currently a sophomore studying computer science and minor in cybersecurity. I didn't do an internship yet, but I did do research over the summer. So you can talk to me about Java, Golang, Docker, esports, surfing, snowboarding, anything else too that might be your interest. You can also contact me at redteam@uacyber.org. And yeah.
On Discord too.
And on Discord too, yeah, you'll see that there.
Mr. Marino, how you
Hi,
doing?
my name's Anthony, and I'm currently a senior here. I've got 2 internships right now. Working at the Facets Lab with Thomas here, and I also work at New York State. I'd love to hopefully be in their departments at some point, but I just work in an operating system right now that's kind of old, so we'll get there. But you can talk to me about a bunch of martial arts. I've been doing it for probably 10 plus years. I help people get ready for cage fights, so I like that stuff. UFC, conspiracy theories, love all that. And you can talk to me about anything blue team. If I don't know it, I will look it up and I'll get back to you. I'm still trying to learn as much as I can. And that's me.
Hey, at least he's honest. Awesome. Thanks, Anthony. Thomas, I think you're up next. Yes, you are.
Hi, my name is Thomas. I'm the blue team co-captain. I'll source to do this. I'm a junior. I have a major in digital forensics and a minor in informatics. I'm also part of Facets Lab, which is me and Anton here are research assistants under Sanjay, if you know Sanjay, the greatest director ever. And you can talk to me about anything blue team, cars, motorcycles, gyms, basically.
Thank you, Thomas. Mr. Booth, how we doing?
Hey, I'm Jacob, but everybody's calling me Booth. But my current position is CTO. I'm one of his underlings. I'm currently majoring in cybersecurity, and as of internships, we'll talk about that next time. But you talk to me about pretty much anything.
Yeah, Booth's a pretty laid back guy. It's awesome. Thanks, Booth.
And then Mark's not here.
Mark is unfortunately not here. Mark is also one of Daniel's underlings, maybe less appropriately named. Thanks, Booth. He's definitely more involved in the independent research side of things. He's worked heavily with Dr. Terry Mers on some side projects over the summer, along with Liam. I think Liam was working on some of them. And Dylan. And Nishant. Right?
Yep.
Perfect. I got them all. Well, so if you ever want to reach out to him, find him there. His name on Discord is, if you do @MarkL in CDO, it'll pull up his name, and just feel free to ping him, reach out to him, see how he's doing. Hopefully he's doing well. And then that's it. So I want to give everyone a quick thank you for coming to CDO's portion. Stick around because we got more presentations coming up. I don't want people to leave yet. But if you're interested in learning more about us, here's a QR code quick. Scan the QR code, it'll bring you to our link tree, which will then bring you to all of our social medias, including our Discord. Discord is where everything happens. So highly recommend you join there, and highly recommend Mike stops pinging everybody every 5 minutes. So on that further note,
And also, please note, when you join the Discord, please change your nickname to your first name and then last name initial, just for security reasons, not
anti-anonymity reasons.
Yeah.
All right, so bringing up the next group, we're gonna have Wysis. So Wysis here? Someone else is supposed to be here.
I guess. For DFA.
Anyone here for Wysis? Uno, dos, tres, cuatro.
At least show them the QR code. Show them the QR code.
Okay, if you are interested in joining YSYS, here's the GroupMe, Discord, and email list. Highly recommend you check them out. Unfortunately, I think someone's busy and couldn't be here, so.
What it stands for. Tell them what it stands for.
It stands for Women in Cybersecurity, and
Yeah.
they're a national organization.
That's a good point. Thank you, I'm sorry. I wasn't listening. I'm falling asleep so well
Selective
here.
hearing.
Hey, listen, some of us have been up since like 6 a.m. So, all right. So YSYS, I believe you're up next, Rick?
Yeah.
You want the clicker?
Yeah, I'll take it if it works right.
If it skips a slide,
It'll
click back.
the second you move, you advance in the slide, turn it off.
Yeah. There's a slider on the left side.
Alright, how's it going, guys? I'm Ray, I'm Vice President of the DFA, Digital Forensics Association. We'll just get started with this. So, the DFA is a academic pre-professional organization. That essentially means we're less on the technical side and more on the preparing you for post-college side. While we do have some technical workshops, we're not as focused as CDO is. That's their gig. But we specialize in helping you guys, especially our digital forensic guys. Our meetings are centered around the 3 main goals. It's the technical skills, which, you know, we're a smaller part than them with that, networking, and then working on your professional development skills. So here's some of our prior events. A lot of these are from networking. We also do have a lot of guests come in and kind of talk about their careers. We do get a lot of Albany alumni, which is great because then you know, oh, if they did it, so can I. Let's see. So here are some of the technical workshops. We've done some cryptography, which was really fun and funny. We do a lot of active information gathering. We do a little bit of red team and blue teaming. That is more CDO's thing. They do it a lot more and, you know, more in depth. But we do a lot of starter stuff. So any of those people who are new to it, we also provide. If you want to get some practice in, come to our stuff. An ACE Your Case study. We do a little bit of more mobile forensics acquisition. So any of that kind of textbook like stuff you'll learn in class and it's really not sticking with you, we also provide you with a little bit more information that's not nearly as mind-numbing. We do an SQL workshop and then hardware tutorials. These are new, and I'm actually running one. I think it's sometime next month. It's still in the air, where I'm going to run through every single part of the computer because we learned so much about software development and cybersecurity that I've met a surprising amount of people who don't know anything about a computer on the inside. So it'll be a cool workshop. And then our professional development, this is more on the outside of class side. We do a LinkedIn workshop. We do an internship informational. This one is actually huge. We come together as a group, I mean, most of us on the e-board, and we come up with around 50 to 70 different companies and internships that you can get at that moment we're presenting. I know one of my friends found one, and I know I found mine through it, which I'll probably mention later. But it's really cool. Resume workshops is another good one. It's how to take all these skills that you've learned in class and put it onto a piece of paper that an employer will know, oh, he or she knows how to do this. They know how to do that in English, rather than going on and on. Research nights, professional interviews, the job search, women in STEM, and our professor pop-ins. We had one of our professors come in and talk about the work she was doing outside of class, and it was good to just kind of hear some stuff other than a slideshow from them. And other guest speakers, we have our convo events, like today for example, we get people from the FBI, Activision, Albany Police Department, Nassau County Police. There was another federal one we had, but we get people in. They're always Albany alumni, so it's really cool to see them and hear their stories. Oh, there we go. Networking with the students, we have our cyber org mixers, game night, trivia night, meetups, where it's just good to network with other students, get to know some other people, get some good ideas from them. And I was mentioning earlier, professional, we have companies come in, feds, the NYSP ride-alongs were really cool. Yeah, more or less the same thing. The last slide. And we also have our semi-annual job fair, which just happened earlier this week for this semester. But if you didn't make it or didn't hear of it somehow, we have another one coming up in the spring. It's a really cool opportunity to get your resume out there and to kind of get an idea of what these companies look like or expecting. Recruiting Women in Law Enforcement Conference. I personally did not go to that one, but it was really good for the women in our group. I know. It was really good for the women in our group. It was good for them. Another, department-sponsored events, our ice cream social, that was another one, more networking, internship programs and informational sessions, also just more to you guys to get some head start in this career-oriented point in our lives. And tech-related panels, so the Alumni Association Careers in Tech, they'll come in, talk some more, cool stuff. And yeah, I ran through a bunch of these, but here's some of our other past and upcoming opportunities. A lot of these we've done before, and we're either gonna reinvent it to keep it fresh, or to help any of you new faces enjoy and come and learn some more outside of classes, but also keep it new. And how to stay involved and become a member. This is the easy part. Here's our My Involvement link. I know CDO just did their for attendance, but it's good just in case. I can hold it here for a second. At least I have it there. I'll save
We'll put it back up at the end too, since if any of you think the attendance didn't work because nothing showed up, it did work.
100%.
It just shows the My Involvement homepage.
And it has a little banner that sometimes gets hidden on your cell phone. It says, "Thank you for checking in."
And then it vanishes in like 2 seconds.
It's like super irrelevant and small. You'd think they'd make it bigger so people knew you actually logged in.
Mhm.
But I didn't see it.
Let's do one more.
I think you get 2.
Good. I see some more phones popping up.
Yeah.
Just give it a sec. All right, we'll move on. We could always go back and we'll have another one at the end.
Yeah.
And then GroupMe is another one. If you want to stay up to date in what's going on, we always throw something in the GroupMe. And it's just, always reminders. It's good to have. And also for any of you that are either in CDO already or any of these other organizations and you're worried about joining too many in the time commitment, I'm telling you personally, even as someone who's on the e-board, it will not take up too much of your time. This is a good thing to go to and to have and to be able to say I was a part of DFA. I think we only meet around every other week. Once in a while we'll have back-to-back, but it's really easy to come and just learn something new or gain something towards your professional career. And our Instagram as well, if anyone's interested. Sorry.
I lied, you got one more. Well, you got like 4 more slides, but you got one more. There you go.
And our email as well, dfa@albany.edu. Any questions, comments, concerns, want to come to a meeting but can't make it, always just ask us. We will make accommodations.
That already happened.
Yeah. I know. Good job, Shannon.
That already happened too.
And that's happening right now. Did you know that? And here's our attendance. If any of you are already in DFA, you can get your credit for it now.
Yeah. So that brings you to a Google form. You fill it out.
Yeah, it'll take 2 seconds.
They're cool people. We're gonna try to work with you guys more this year. Definitely work with everyone who's here.
If we're not in it yet, but we want to join it, should I still scan this, or is that not?
Yeah, you could throw yourself, because when you scan this, it's gonna give you a Google form, and when you put your name in it, we'll just cross-reference it. I'll let whoever, like, I'm probably taking care of attendance. I'll see your name and I'll, put the pieces together.
Thank you.
Of course. Surprised I didn't go back like a dozen slides.
The
Yeah,
clicker
that's
is
stuff.
possessed. I don't know what's going on with it.
Yeah, give me my good one back. The good one.
I think it's in my bag somewhere.
Yeah, it is.
Cool.
Are you sure?
And
I don't even know.
Great job.
Great job. Don't worry, I'm not so bad.
Hi everyone, my name is Rin. I'm a part of UOB ISACA. For those of you that are wondering what ISACA stands for, it stands for Information
you in the
Audit
email that you all sent us.
Association. We are part of a globally recognized organization that focuses on connecting professionals that are interested and passionate about leading digital trust. So again, my name is Rin. I'm the president of ISACA. Fun fact about me is I'm the treasurer of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I also do a lot of stuff around campus, so with that. Hi everyone, my name is Angelica. I'm the co-president for the graduate students actually. Fun fact about me, I'm Mexican, and I like snowboarding too, as I think it was Dylan. Yep, okay. So yeah, nice to meet you guys. So we were established back in 2015, and we wanted, our goal was to connect professionals in cybersecurity to students, and just fostering that community on campus. We are focused more on the non-technical side of cybersecurity, so more like consulting. So if you are interested in IT governance, risk management, and technology auditing, definitely check us out. We offer like scholarships, but that is you have to be like an official member of the ISACA, like in ISACA, to like put your application in for that one. You guys need to look into this. We are doing a KPMG and EY event. KPMG is next week Monday. EY is September 18th. And then we are also having a guest speaker come. That's from NQuest, and they're talking about how she grew up in Ireland and how she got to become a cybersecurity manager in the UK. Case studies. Case studies are a big thing that we do. Especially if you're trying to interview for consulting companies, they're going to make you analyze everything. So big thing that we do are case study analysis and case study competitions. Something that we did last year is I sat a case study competition with a bunch of universities around the US, and unfortunately I did not win our team, but we do have somebody that transferred in this semester and won third place in that competition and is willing to host you guys and teach you guys all about cybersecurity. And a good incentive of all of that is that in this case study that we're participating in the spring, if we actually win the competition, we get money. The prizes ranges from first, second, and third place, but it's a good incentive for you guys to learn and to also be more involved and learn how to do a case study if you're interested in consulting cybersecurity. Yeah. And our last one is building a community. So we want to make sure that you guys are set up with mentors. There's only so many mentors for so many students, so first come, first serve, and whoever is interested will definitely set you up.
Sorry, we're trying to give you a new clicker, but it's not working.
Very
What's
simple.
the next one?
There, try it.
Okay, cool. Here, swaparoo.
This one actually works. Thank you.
Alright, like I was saying, we are having our KPMG collaboration next week. Monday, it's completely online, so you don't have to leave the comfort of your home. That's more of like an make sure you like say, hey, I really like what you were talking about, more about like
I'll watch the
how you,
Minecraft server.
brought
People
up
want to use
into
it. I think it's on anyway, so.
Again, it's until 6:30 to 7:30. Okay, that's it. If you are interested, here's our link tree, our My Involvement, and pick a social media that you usually, I guess, save as well. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to approach us at the end or at any time. We're trying to be more active on social media. But yeah, please join. It's gonna be fun this semester, we swear. And thank you.
All right, last but not least, we have Epsilon Delta Psi, which has got some familiar faces.
And then one new face. Who is this random person in the middle? We'll find out.
Hi everybody. I know you guys have sat through a ton of presentations, so I promise not to take so long, and I know some of you have already probably seen this like 2 or 3 times at this point, so I apologize. So we are Epsilon Delta Psi. We are the pre-professional fraternity for EHC, digital forensics, informatics, criminal justice, and a new cybersecurity major. So get into it. All right. So our goal and our mission is to promote EHC, digital forensics, etc. At UAlbany through educational and networking opportunities. We are a big networking club, which means we're going to connect you to industry professionals in all different aspects. We also provide updated employment information, that's internships and jobs. So we're bringing in people who are in the industry and are looking for people to join their company. We also participate in a lot of community service, especially this semester. We're planning on offering a bunch of community service events, so it's a good idea to get involved and stay involved in the Albany community. Okay, so our main goals: number 1, professional development. We offer resume workshops and mock interviews. So we are actually going to be doing a resume workshop shortly, and I think we're also going to go over federal resumes briefly, which is very important when you're applying for a federal job. Mock interviews, we're actually going to be offering our first mock interview, kind of. It's for members who join who want to practice their interview skills. It's not required, but it's a good way for us, the e-board, to get to know you guys, the members, and it's a good way for you to also practice your interviewing skills this early in the semester. We also provide networking opportunities. We bring in guest speakers. We're bringing in an FBI speaker. We might be bringing in an ATF speaker. We're bringing in some cyber people. So we're constantly adding more and more speakers, and those are the people that you can connect with, and hopefully they can help you out in your career journey. Community service, I mentioned that before. We're going to offer a ton. Right now it's still in the planning phases, but we have a ton to do still with that. And ultimately you're going to be networking with your fellow members, right? Like ultimately you're going to be graduating with these people. You're going to be getting to know these people in Epsilon Delta Psi, and you're going to be networking with them, and maybe in the future they can help open some doors for you. We also provide training hours. So EHC majors, you have to complete 100 training hours. So we are going to offer training hours for at least guest speakers, also maybe professional development. So that's something to look out for as well. Just chip away at that 100-hour goal. And ultimately, we want to build a community with one another in an informal way as well as a formal way. Okay, so the e-board. I'm Neil. I'm the president. I graduated this year, but I'm doing the +1, so I'll be around for another year. I'm majoring in EM and HS. I'm concentrating in Homeland Security. I also have minors in History and Leadership. There's my email. I'm also president of NSLS, and I'm involved heavily in the EHC department as well, so if you have questions about that, you can come to me.
Hi everyone, I'm Daniel, as you have known from before. I am the vice president for Epsilon Delta Psi. I am a digital forensics major with a minor in cybersecurity. I'm also involved outside of DDP. I'm also the CTO, or the CEO, you guys didn't know. I'm also the vice president of NSLS.
Man goes full circle every time.
Success, and that's it. You can have my email if you ever need to contact me. Feel free to.
So much to sign up for, a lot of
How's it going, guys? I'm Liam again. Long time no see. So I'm the secretary and treasurer for Epsilon Delta Psi. I didn't say it before, but I'm a cyber major, and then I'm minoring in emergency management, homeland security. Great combination, by the way. If you have any other questions regarding Epsilon Delta Psi or CDO, feel free to reach out to me at my Albany email or president@uacyber.org or any other method.
Alright, so just to go over who we've had before, we've had an FBI speaker come in, DHS, Frank Wiley, who I'm sure some of you know, he teaches leadership and ethics, he's also our faculty advisor, so he'll be coming in a little bit later in the semester to talk to us. Dave Fallon, with Crimes Against Children. In terms of events, I've already gone over this, but we have mock interviews, resume critique, we also have a banquet at the end of next semester, but we are open to adding another one if there's enough interest. Alright, so this semester, this is just a little sneak peek of what we have. So September 19th is the Meet the E-Board panel. There's going to be snacks and drinks, so you can come to meet us. It'll be a nice way to get to know us better. September 22nd, we have our Dutch Common social event. It's an annual thing that we do. We have pizza and soda on the lawn. We also bring hand jams, spike ball, lawn games, and it's just a nice way to kind of end off the summer, kind of post-summer at that point, cooling down. So it's a nice way to get to know everybody in an informal way. September 26th, we have a professional development meeting. Actually, I think that changed. I think we have our FBI speaker then, but you'll get updated with all this if you choose to join. September 28th, we have a movie night. We are open to whatever movie. And that is just the month of September. After that, I think we have at least 2 events a week for the rest of the semester. And we already have everything planned out till the end of October. So we will be completing our schedule in the next couple weeks. So requirements, dues are $30. We are not funded by the university at all, so we kind of have to, do this. I do not like taking money from anybody, so I do not take any pleasure in this. You can pay Venmo or cash. You need to be a CEHC, criminal justice, digital forensics, informatics, or cyber major or minor, and you need to be in good standing with the university. If there are any questions about that, you can come up to any of us and we'll be able to explain more. Alright, any questions?
I'd like to add a
Oh, yeah.
point to that. So one point is that we're going to be offering leadership positions on our e-board for new members as well. So whenever you guys join, we'll be posting that out soon. It's a great experience to have, especially being an e-board at either an early kind of undergrad or late undergrad. It's never too late to grab a leadership platform. So
This is for freshmen as well.
for
So
freshmen, for
anybody.
any year, and so it's a great opportunity to meet the whole year. And so that just thing I wanted to add on.
Any questions? Alright, so
Dallas
if you're
concerned
interested,
Bueller.
you can scan this code. It'll ask you to fill out a little bit of information, and I'll be able to get in touch with you. We also have an Instagram at @EpsilonDeltaPsi_UAlbany, and our email is epsilondeltapsi@gmail.com. I will be here for a little bit until I have to run to another event. So if you want, you can pull me aside. I can answer any questions. But thank you guys.
Thank you. So that's going to do it for our formal presentations and club introductions. So now we have a couple of board games. We have some snacks. Anybody who came to our table at Block Party signed up for a t-shirt giveaway. We have some t-shirts, and then we're going to have some t-shirts from people who, we didn't have the right size. So we're probably going to give some of those away. So come and chat with us. Come and chat with the other representatives from all the organizations as well. And I hope this was an informative way for you to kind of meet all the different clubs on campus, since we're all very interconnected and we all work together. So once again, thank you so much for coming here. But before you go, we're going to put the attendance up. And what's up?
Two other things. One, if you're sticking around, like Liam says, we have games. We also have video games. And by video games, I mean we have a Minecraft server I built like 2 hours ago. So if anyone wants to play that, let me know. Second thing. Second thing. In addition to that, I also just want to say I appreciate everyone coming out. Past couple years, because of COVID and everything else that's happened, attendance number has been down. I hope to see a lot more of your faces and are in getting more involved if I get words out of my mouth. Definitely, as we bind together, we're going to definitely try to all work together as organizations to better suit your guys' needs, suit the needs of the college, and work best in hand as much as we can. So without further ado, if you are running for that door because you're not interested in anything, good luck, God bless. It was a pleasure meeting you all. If you're not, feel free to stick around and we'll go through and we'll play some games, get some board games going.
And if you came in during the presentation, here's the attendance. Please do it if you want to get credit for being here for each of the organizations. So thank you again, everybody. Huh?
I was wondering where that thing went.
How old are you? Like 80?
I was playing. I played it at work. Okay.
Have you heard? Yeah, exactly. That makes sense.
I worked at Ace.
Splunk, Yahtzee.
We're playing Splunk, not Yahtzee.
You a red team, blue team, Yahtzee.
Oh my God. What's going on?
Oh, so you're, I hear you're getting
Hi, how's it going? I'm Liam.
Oh yeah, great
Nice to meet you. Oh yeah, you did. I always
doing work.
You're in 469, right?
Full time at work. Going through the doing normal motion.
Okay, I
Sit
saw
on my
you.
phone, do this.
So if you have some
okay.
questions about it, definitely hit me
Typical
up about
state
it.
worker, you know.
It's a great organization.
How's things with you?
You're in a really good place.
It's
So.
starting to get very in December. I feel like
Okay.
are like, I'm trying to like get my schedule.
Yeah, I mean they're not going to expect you to do a lot of hours. I only work 25 hours a week, and interns can only work 30 hours at most. So it kind of spins out.
I can't imagine. Life
And
must be
I guess
crazy.
you're doing the IT one, so you have to go on site for some of it.
I know that it's like I really want to like be on site.
Okay.
So I'm doing during school year, and I was like, I started off I did that in the beginning.
Okay.
I'm so glad I said no. Because I feel like I would be like.
Yeah.
Basically
Awesome. Yeah, it's a great start. Like I work at the help desk.
Oh, you're in the final
I work
stretch,
at
right?
the operations support team. And what we do is we
Oh,
image
right.
the output sensors that go out to the state local governments. So they're basically an IDS, and they track different signatures of IP addresses, hashes, domains, and stuff, and then it gets reported back to our SOC, and then our SOC does some things, and, reports it to the member if it's an actual threat. And we do a whole bunch of things too. You'll learn
a
about
little
it.
bit, but hey.
So it's a really great organization. It's growing a lot too. They hit 400 team members this year. So
Yeah, they did tell me it was kind of small. In the States, but I'm going to try and be.
yes,
But
yes.
when I mentioned, so I mentioned her, I said, I know.
They're probably like, who's that?
Yeah, I mean, last year.
Yeah, it's alright. It depends on who you interviewed with, probably.
I'll catch up with you.
I'm shocked he didn't know.
Ever can't like reach out or anything, contact me.
Yeah,
I had
and
to
if
deal
you
with
need
Kevin like
anything
2
from
weeks
us,
ago. I had
hit me.
laptop issues.
I'm a little less
no,
reliable
it's great.
than
It's
he
fine.
is,
I
but
had to go
I'll
get
try
a
to
new
get back to
laptop
you.
because I spilled coffee on my laptop, and I work remote, so I don't go to the office. So I went to the office, I got a badge, and I was like, this is my memento of working for CIS. So I hope to either change teams and like work for a different team as an intern, or get a full-time job there because I really like it there. And look, you're starting somewhere. It doesn't matter where you start, as long as you have something on your resume, and you're going to be doing relevant work too, since you're helping all the employees that do all the necessary work. And then I'm sure they'll stick you in the JIRA queue of doing tickets. So, but if you have any other questions for me, my Discord is on there. If you want to reach out to me on Discord, you can join the CDO Discord, and then I'm in the Discord, and you can just private message me about anything.
I wasn't able to get it. I'm not the only one that actually wants to be a part of it.
Okay.
I don't know if you know Ronaldo Brown.
I don't. The name kind of sounds familiar, but
So right now he's currently like
okay.
So he's like on a military mission right now. Like he's
Okay.
back on Sunday. But he was actually talking about this.
Okay.
Oh, I think I took a picture.
You did? Okay, so it's the address for that is links.uacyber.org. So that'll take you to a link tree, and then from there you can choose Discord, and then also like my involvement and stuff. And then once you join the Discord, you could private message me on Discord. Like just click my name and then press direct message. If we're gonna talk about work, probably take it off Discord until like Signal or something. But I'm not gonna talk about anything that's gonna be confidential. So it was nice to meet you. And I can't wait to have you at CIS. It's really fun. Good luck with that, and I'll see you in class as well. How's it going?
What was it you were saying you did for your internship over summer?
Yeah, the research? Yeah, so I work at CIS for my job, my internship job, but then I also worked with Dr. Terry Mers, who's a researcher at Pacific Northwest National Lab, and also a professor here. So she teaches the red teaming class, and then she's going to be teaching a couple of other red teaming classes too. So we can't really talk about much about what we actually did, but part of it was working with the energy, which is a critical infrastructure, and defending them, since vulnerable ways of compromising it. So that's most of the research that we did. Yeah.
I'll just cash out.
What for what?
EDP.
Oh, okay. So, are you looking to try and get involved in doing that?
Well, like I still don't know really like what I wanna do with that.
Yeah.
So, but that sounded interesting.
Yeah, they're doing a whole bunch of other research too. I don't know what she's doing still with that project, since I think that project's all over with.
Yeah.
But she, works with the Department of Energy and does all new cyber things, wanting to get students involved. So if you want to do anything and not be like binded, I'd say next semester, if you're still going to be here, take the red teaming class, which is INF 495. It's a basic introduction to red teaming, and you'll get a really good kind of feel for what it's like to do offensive cybersecurity. So,
Registration should already you're in CDO and
TFA and TFA, no. EDP, that's on the other side. So,
I tried CDO last year, but I was a business major.
Gotcha.
Or I had cyber minor, but I still wasn't sure what I wanted to do.
Yep.
At first it was like overwhelming, but I'm definitely gonna stick with this.
Of course, fantastic. That's good to hear. Last year was kind of a crappy year in terms of membership, because we had this same meeting last year with only our club, and we had about 10 people. But today, when we filled out our RSVPs and we had supposedly 60 people coming here, it was fantastic. It brought a lot more happiness to me, and then you also get to learn about all the other clubs too.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it was a win-win, and I hope to see you at all the
Yeah,
events.
I'll definitely be showing up.
Of course. Nice to see you again. Hey, how's it going? There's no application. It's mostly just joining my involvement. That's what you got to do, just for, it counts for your membership. What's that? Yep, Discord and my involvement. That's really it. So, if you have any other questions for us, all of our lines are open. So next week will be when our actual events start. So hope to see you there.
Next week.
Blue team's gonna be Tuesday from 7:30 to 8:30, I think. It's on the Discord. It's under the events. So if you go on the Discord, let's see.